back in the studio, and we have Kathleen Taylor with us, who's going to talk to us a little bit about what's going on in the social work department. And we have one big thing coming up that we really want to talk about.
We do. We have one big thing. And this is not just the social work department, but we're having a Memory Support Expo that's going to be occurring on November 2nd.
Okay.
And that is actually related to our Memory Support Committee is who's kind of making it happen. But that's a lot of people in all different areas. So it's not only the social workers, but it's community resources, the fitness center, our rehab folks, the people in the memory care unit, programming over in Garden Ridge. So it's a whole interdisciplinary group of people that get together, and we work on developing resources across the continuum for memory support.
Okay.
That's a big mouthful, but
yes, it is.
But this is an initiative. This is an initiative that is corporate-wide, but we have been in the process of developing these resources probably for close to 4 years right now. And so some of the things that residents might be seeing on campus are our memory fitness classes, which have been going on for quite a while. That was sort of the beginning of it. And then I think a lot of people are participating in our Brain Train, which is another fun activity that stimulates your brain, but also, you know, stimulates your, kind of like helps you have an active body, which has also been shown to affect your memory in a positive way. We have the Mind Benders Club. That's another thing. Of course, we have our intermissions program, which is for people that are having a little bit more problems with their memory, to be able to provide a nice environment for them. We have memory support or memory health consultations that the social workers do when people really want to kind of see how they're doing from a memory standpoint. Sometimes people worry, you know, is this normal?
I lost my keys the other day and couldn't find them. You know, is this something I should worry about or not?
Exactly. And so we can work with the medical center and the physicians to do a memory health consultation and help you kind of see, you know, if you have some memory, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be normal memory loss anyhow. But if not, you know, get the physicians involved. But there's, even with the short-term memory loss, there are definitely things that you can do to improve that. So we can make referrals along those lines. And then, of course, we have our memory care unit at Garden Ridge for people that really need a safe environment that's really going to help them be able to have the best quality of life. So that's our memory support continuum of care, which is very strong. And has a lot to offer. So the purpose of the Memory Support Expo is really just to help people see all of those resources. We're going to have tables. It's in the, I should probably say, it's in the Hunters Crossing conference room. It's going to be from 11 to 2.
And what day of the week is that?
And that's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And so we'll have lots of, we'll have all of the information available from all of the different, as I said, interdisciplinary teams that participate. We're going to have activities that people are going to be able to do that kind of give you an idea about, if you go to Memory Fitness or Brain Train or the Mind Benders Club, what kinds of things you will be able to do.
Oh, that would be interesting.
And it's really, really fun. We also have, as part of, you know, our intermissions team, that the intermissions team is run by creative art therapists. Master's level trained art therapist, music therapist, dance movement therapist. So they're going to be showing a lot of things that are related just to creative art therapies, not necessarily just intermissions, because creative art therapies and doing some form of creative expression is also a really, really good way to stimulate your brain in a new way. So they're thinking about how they're going to maybe be able to do some classes or other experiences out in the community that residents would be able to attend. We're also having a speaker So that's Dr. Jerome Short. People might know him. We bring him in every once in a while. He's a professor and a researcher at George Mason.
At what time will he be speaking?
He will be speaking at 12:45.
12:45.
So what he's going to be talking on is related to research that he's been doing. So he's going to be able to talk about the research. But the really good part about what he talks about is that it's really consistent with what we are teaching in our memory fitness classes. The idea that staying active mentally, physically, is really, really conducive to having, maintaining your memory as much as possible. I have to read this because I tell you, it does not roll off your tongue at all. Is his he's going to be speaking on memory, mood, mild activity, and longevity.
Okay.
Yeah, but he has research. So I think what he's going to be talking about is how these things all come into play in terms of having a good quality of life, I think, as we age. And we'll have, what else will we have? We're going to have food, which is a big thing. We're going to have light refreshments that are going to be brain healthy.
Now, what's brain healthy?
Well, vegetables, fruit, nuts, things like that. So I don't know, we might break down and have some cookies as well.
As long as they have nuts in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So anyhow, I hope everybody comes. I hope they come, and definitely the lecture is going to be interesting. He's always really fun and engaging and informative, and they'd be able to move around to the different tables and learn more. The social work table is going to be talking about caregivers. Care partnerships.
Right.
And also we're going to be focusing on stress, because stress reduction plays a big part.
Oh, I can imagine.
In memory loss, or preserving memory, to be able to de-stress as much as possible.
Right. I think that sounds interesting, because I know the names of some of those workshops have kind of set me back, and I think, I'm not sure I want to get involved in that. But if you have the tables out where people could talk to them and find out what's going on in the groups, it could very well attract more people. Yeah,
well, I hope so. I think you're right. I think that people tend to think this is for people that have already experienced a degree of memory loss.
I'm not sure I thought about that as much as I'm not sure I wanted to be challenged that much.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Well, the level of challenge is kind of up to you. I know what you read is learn a new language.
Right.
Well, or learn a musical instrument. Those are the two things that you hear, and I go, no, I'm not going to, like you, I'm not going to want to really commit myself to that.
Right.
That sounds like I'm not going to do well, and it's going to make me feel bad. But the idea that you can, do puzzles, they're finding that doing crocheting and knitting actually are a really good activity to stimulate your brain, because what you're really looking for is just creating new pathways, neuro pathways in your brain. That's what makes your brain more resilient. So that can be anything different. Learning to dance, just the brain train is great, because you go from physical activities. The fitness center folks come in and they put people through their paces, but in the course of doing some physical activity, they're asking you to say numbers backwards or something. So your brain is multitasking at that point, which causes a positive kind of stress, which helps create stronger or new pathways. So. They're all fun, because one of the main things that we talk about is having fun and socializing are really, really important for brain health.
Right.
So.
Well, and that's one thinking also of the earlier discussion with Eric. The socializing is so important. And I think people miss out on that when they try to stay in their home too long before they move to a place like this.
Such an important point. It really is, because what happens when people stay out in their homes in the community a lot of times is they start to lose connection.
Well, they do. The friends move on or they pass on, and you know, what do I do? I'm sitting here staring into space.
Right. Not good for you at all.
No.
Yeah. In fact, what we do find out, I mean, people that do some of our cognitive testing when they come in to the community sometimes gain points.
Oh, I would imagine.
Because of exactly what you're saying. Yeah. They have more stimulation, they're socializing more, they're exposed to new experiences. So it's really a positive.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're down to the last few seconds.
Wow, it went fast,
It
didn't
did.
So I didn't get a chance to comment on your candy corn earrings. So I want to do that. They're awesome.
It is almost Halloween,
Yeah.
so it's candy corn time.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, I don't really have anything else. I hope people do come. It should be a good time for
November the
everybody.
2nd,
November
Wednesday,
2nd,
from 11 to 2
in the Hunters
Crossing Conference Center.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So be sure you get there. I'll try it myself.
Try it. You'll like it.
Thank you for coming. Okay, let's see what kind of special programming we have here.